Hi, this is Freya answering another one of your questions. Thank you for tuning in today. Today's question comes from Margaret Fenty Hudson, and I love this question just because it's actually quite an important topic. Basically, she asks, well, I live in an apartment complex, and whenever I sing, it makes me feel uncomfortable. Whenever my neighbors hear me, what can I do? Do you have any advice? All right. Like I said in one of my previous videos, or actually in a few videos before, the best scenario for practicing is actually when you know nobody can hear you, just because whenever you know somebody's listening and when you practice, it's not going to sound pretty all the time because you are experimenting and you are trying out things and you want to take risks and see how far you can go. It kind of puts a damper on whatever you're doing. And it's not possible to sing with a damper on, actually. You can't really sing right. I mean, it's like trying to, do something athletic, half speed. You can't do it. I mean, you can't do a long jump with half speed or, can't really do it. So unless you can manage to really cut off those voices and to really don't care what anybody thinks, I would suggest you find a space where you're really alone. Now, if you go to church, it may be a church auditorium. You may ask if you can get into there, or in a school, you may ask if you can use a room later in the afternoon or something like that. Or if you have a car, then you can sing while you ride the car. I actually like to do that a lot just because that's when I actually have calm and quiet. A lot of times, that's the only time where I just have time to really pay attention to something and practice and listen to something. So these are some suggestions. It's the best way. Really, it is the best way to practice when nobody's listening. Also, like if you are at a music school or something like that, you may want to ask if you can use a practice room, even if there's a university close to where you are. I'm not sure. Maybe sometimes they will let you in and use a practice room or something like that. Any room that you can lock yourself into and nobody's hearing you, that would be the best scenario. Now, if you can't find a place where you're truly alone and nobody's watching and listening and you will have to work on your mental issues, just because it is a good practice also for, before you get on stage. Tell everybody in your family even, it's like, this is practicing time. Have you ever heard anybody practicing the violin when they are a beginner and it sounds absolutely beautiful? No, it does not. But unless you practice and unless you have those scratchy sounds and you don't sound beautiful and you try it out, you just try it out. Unless you do all that, you're never going to get better. So you may want to explain to your family, okay guys, I am going into my room now and I'm practicing. I'm not performing on stage or anything. It is not going to be perfect. I'm practicing, and sounding terrible is going to be part of it. Even when I practice, sometimes when I practice my high range and, want to do some opera and going to my limits, it's not going to sound pretty all the time. Recently, I practiced belting a lot because I was, trying to get higher, and it didn't sound pretty all the time. Now, of course, I am very blessed to have my practice room here and nobody's here. But you will have to learn to get into this mindset of, okay, I'm going to let everybody know and they're going to understand this is practice time. And when I'm in practice time, it's not time to be perfect. It's time to really take risks, try it out, fail, and do all that stuff. Yeah, that's my advice for today. And keep on practicing. Very important to do it on a regular basis. A lot of people think that singing is just like, okay, you either can do it or not. But believe me, practicing does do a lot. It can do miracles for your voice if you do it on a regular basis. And always remember, don't practice long, practice often. It's better to practice 5 minutes a few times throughout the day than just like an hour, because you will remember much better what it feels like when you found that right position in that right space. And also you will prevent your vocal cords from being too wore out. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to remind you one more time that on my website there's the free online course, 7 Days to Perfect Support, because support is the basics for everything, and unless you have support, there's really no way to really sing high and belt out and have the strength and stamina that you need. See you in my next video, and until then, don't forget, always keep on singing and always keep a song in your heart. Bye!